Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Diane, and today I thought maybe we would just go over some embellishments for our journals, and this type of an embellishment is called a cluster, and we're going to put together some different clusters in this video. I hope it will give you some inspiration to go out and create and try some of your own. Here are some that I've made ahead of time here, and kind of give you an idea what clusters are. Clusters actually are a type of a junk journal embellishment that you can use to decorate your pages, your front covers, whatever you like. If you remember on the journal that we've worked on in the very beginning video that I did, we basically on that front of that journal put a cluster, and what it is just layers of materials put together in a group, and you can use them to decorate pages, to decorate pockets, to decorate like the front of your journal here. There's all kinds of possibilities that you can use these for, and so I thought we would go ahead and just do some out of paper and lace today. You can use fabrics. There's a lot of different things, different materials that you can use. You can use lace, you can use stickers. Just gather all your scraps and put together a few clusters for your journal. And you can put them anywhere in your journal, on your pages, and I mean, like I said, it's endless what you can do with clusters. Now, so you'll need paper scraps for this, and some lace scraps. I use glue, and I do my ink. I like to ink around the edges, and you can also add embellishments like buttons and words and any kind of bling that you would like to add to your cluster. So let me show you on some of these that I've done. I usually try to layer at least 4 or 5 different things on them. Depends. I like to add some color to them, but although you can make them neutral and beige colors, and those look really nice also. This one I have some lace on there and used some stamps. I gathered some stamps. I just got in my stash and gathered things and put them together. You can stamp on these. You can. There's so many different things you can do with these, and I'm sure that you will probably figure out some of your own ideas that you would like to do. But I would like to go through and maybe make a couple of these so you can kind of get an idea of how they're made. So I usually start with kind of a base. I go through my scraps of paper that I have and grab a piece. Now you can make these straight edged if you want, but I like to see these torn. So I kind of take a base and I just tear a piece of paper like this, and I don't want that straight edge. I'm going to go ahead and tear that, and that kind of gives you an idea of what the base looks like. It's just a base, just like that. And then I go and this, like I said, this is a rough edged cluster. But once you finish them up with your inking and get them all together, you'll find out that they look really, really good. They'll look great for your journals. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of book page here. So I'm just going to tear up some book page. And I always see this in other videos that you always kind of want to look at your page that you've got there and make sure that the words, you don't have any words that are not nice. You want basically to have some nice wording on your words. You don't want something to show up there that might throw someone off and like, whoa, what's that all about? So I just tear a piece of that book page and I'll set that down on my little base here. And remember, you can make these all different sizes. You can make little clusters, medium-sized clusters. You can even make big clusters to go on a full page. It's all up to you. No rules. Do whatever you want to do there. So, okay, I like that there. Now I'm going to take one of these pieces of paper here that I have. I kind of like this color here. Put a little color in there. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to... Some of these pages that I have that I'm tearing up, I got these from Taperology, I think is the name of it, Taperology. And they're not super thick pages, but they have a lot of really neat thinner type papers that you can use, and they're great for using in clusters. So let's see, that looks a little big. I'm going to go ahead and tear a little bit off the bottom. It's up to you. You do whatever you want to do. And I'm going to add that right there in the middle of that. Now let's see. I think I want to put maybe, let's see, how about some of this music paper here. Let's tear off a little piece of this. And this is actually scrapbook paper, but it's been torn, or it's been just printed on. So it's not actual music paper. The music paper is really fun to use. The actual, you can get your hands on some. It's great. This is some right here that is really nice to have too. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there too. That'll add another layer, maybe a little smaller. Let's see, let's just cut this off. Tear that off actually, right there. And then sometimes I like to put, I have these little squares of paper that were already pre-cut out. How about something a little darker to add something to catch your eye? And I think I kind of like that right there. That's a good cluster right there. I'm going to go ahead and get my edges inked up. So get your inking tool and your ink. I'm using Vintage Photo here, and just go around and get those white spots on the edge browned up. Don't have to do this. This is up to you. If you like to see those edges like that, you can absolutely leave them the way you want them. I'm going to take this book page here. I'm going to go through it and go through the edges of it. Get that inked up. You'll find out I like to do the inking. I just like that. I just like the finished look. And you can even go in and brush and give it a little more color if you want. These don't have to be absolutely, flat on there. You can put them off the page. You can put them off whichever way you want, or at angles. I'm going to put that at an angle there. Now this gives it a little color here. I'm going to go around the edge of that. And before I glue anything, I just like to lay it down and take a look at everything and see how it looks. So that way, you like the way the layout is. So I'm going to lay that way, and then this with the little, to set that like that, and there we go. There it is. There's a cluster. So I'm using a different glue today. This is art glitter glue, and it does have a little moisture to it, but I only use a little bit because you don't want your your clusters to curl, but if they do curl up, let them dry a little bit and then kind of flatten them out a little. It works really well, and it does keep things down for you. Okay, I'm going to put that kind of at an angle. I was going to say also, pieces of lace are always nice to have. You can always add lace. We'll do that on the next one. I'm going to leave this one without the lace, but you might find out that, oh, got to have that lace. It just adds to it. So you just do the way you want to do it. This is hoping just to give you inspiration to create in your own style and the way you like to create. Let's see. Should we go like that? I think I will. Like that. And then I'm going to put this, these little pieces of paper here that were cut with pinking shears I got in a order that I had placed. So I'm going to set that right there. And I always like I like some kind of wording on my clusters. So there's a little one here it says BU, and of course it's pretty white. So I'm going to ink it up a little bit. Really will make it stand out. And then I'm going to, these words I got, I think was on a free digital. You'll find out there's a lot of free digitals out there that you can get some really neat stuff. And it was right on this sticky adhesive paper, but it doesn't want to. There we go, it's starting. Sometimes they're tricky, but you can get it. Just be patient and you'll work through it. And then looks like a lot of space under that word, so I'm going to take a little circle that I have here that I cut out. I just cut out a circle and I'm going to go ahead and glue that down on that square. And just remember, when you're gluing these, you don't have to go clear to the edge, because you want some of this can hang off, some of it can be loose. It doesn't have to be glued down clear to the edge, because clusters are kind of messy looking. But there you go. There's a cluster. Easy to make. I'm sure that you're thinking, oh gosh, I can do this, I can add this, I can add that. Use your creativity and make yourself some clusters. Let's do another one here. I'm going to use this piece of paper here. I'm going to just cut a piece here and make my base out of this. I like that torn edge, but if you like them straight and square, they look good too. They look nice too. It's up to you what you want. So I'm going to use that. I think I'll do it this way. I'll make it kind of a little longer that way. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Maybe a piece of lace would look cute across here. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut a piece of lace, and let's see, put it across here. Use a little bit of this glue. Whoops, I'm going to wait a minute. I'm not going to put that down yet. I'm just going to lay things down and look at it first, like I said in the beginning. Let's see how things look first. Let's try some of this music paper. Cut a piece out here. I'm not cutting, tearing. this is so therapeutic. It just is so easy to do, and you know, you can just be as creative as you want, and they end up looking really, really, really cute. Okay, so let's see. I've got 3 pieces on here now. I'm going to go ahead and go with something with color. Let's see. I like blues, so how about if I tear a piece? This has some butterflies and kind of lacy looking on the edge there. I'm going to tear across here and tear across here, and that'll give it a little color. I think a little pop of color always helps bring things out too. And then you know, I might just use let's see, maybe just to get it, put a stamp in here, and maybe one of these red ones will bring out, see, just to put a stamp like that. I think that looks great. I'm going to go ahead and go with that. So I'm going to go around and ink up my edges. That one there. I'm going to ink up my music paper here. Go ahead and glue that down. Don't worry about getting to the edges, and don't need to use a whole lot of glue, but I'm going to put it, I think I like to see the color around the edge of the music paper, so I'm just going to put that kind of like that. And then let's see, let's ink up this one. And in another video in the future, I will do some clusters with fabric and give you some ideas that you can do with fabric clusters and putting those together, and that's easy. And there's also, you know, you can sew these, and I'll try to show some of those too. Those look so cute and really add to your journals. Okay, oh, I forgot my lace. So I'm going to peel this up so you can see. You can do it. Add a little glue here. Forgot my lace, but I want to get my lace in there, so add a little glue there and just add that piece of lace down. And I wanted it to go off the edge, so that works perfect. Then I'll push that down there. Might need a little more glue under the paper. There we go. And you can see sometimes that glue, because it's water-based, will make it paper curl, so you have to go through and straighten it out a little bit. Sometimes after you've got them pretty much dried, you can lay something heavy on top, and that will help flatten them out. Put a little stamp in here that gives it a little pop of color. I'll put that like that. And you know, you can always add a word to this, or other embellishments if you'd like. Little labels always are nice to have. This one has a little label on it with a word that I put on it. Of course, you can see this one has more of a square edge. And you can add, like I said, buttons. Here's some little die cuts of butterflies. Let's see, you know, something like that would look cute on there. You can add that there, or put one up in the corner here, and that just will add to it. You can also, like this one here, it's got some more browns and greens. You can add buttons and add some embellishment with buttons. Look at this one with the heart. The heart button is, yep, I can get it picked up. There we go. And put a couple of little buttons there, or maybe this little one here, and you can glue a couple buttons on there. And it's okay to go ahead and use a glue gun on some of your embellishments if you want to so that they'll stay down better. If you have little things like this. And as far as lace goes, I just cut out pieces of lace that I had. I had some little plain white lace that you can lay down behind. This is, I don't know what this fabric is called, kind of a netting that I got a big roll of, and it's in browns, and that, I think I put it on that one right there. Got it back there behind it. Barely see it, but it's there. So anyway, that gives you an idea of what clusters are all about, and I think that will help you get you inspired and have you just get out there and make some cute clusters to put in your journal. The next video I do is going to be another type of ephemera for the journal, but my journal that I started with in the beginning, I will have some of these clustered added to it so you can see how I've done that. And I'm going to have some other things in there that I've added to give you ideas of how to fill up that journal. So I hope this inspires you to be creative and no rules. Do what you want to do them how you want to do it, and have a lot of fun. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.